Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Felix of Virtual Witchcraft, coming to you live from the pitch here at League 7, ready to present for you yet another exciting seasonal match for League 7's Season 5 Order of the Phoenix. Now, for those of you who may just be tuning in for the very first time here, welcome on in. You've stumbled into a most wonderful community that has put together an incredibly competitive league based around the game of Quidditch Champions. If you are a returning member, welcome back. So glad to have you back here today to witness yet another exciting match. Week 7 has quite a few matches in the gun for us, but only one here today. The first match we will be seeing for this week being Dumbledore's Army versus the Gaslighting Grindylows. Now, there's a lot riding on this particular match. At present, in Week 7, the 7th place players or team is currently Dumbledore's Army. Now, over the course of this weekend, we will be seeing 2, potentially 3 matches for Dumbledore's Army. So, will they climb up the ladder, or will they continue to stay where they're at or potentially drop? We will be seeing here in just a short few moments. At this time, it looks as if each of the players are just getting last minute preparation set on in. Some of them restarting their clients, some of them waiting within the team and starting to get things strategized. But we'll go ahead and kind of break down what we're looking at over here. So, we'll start over with Dumbledore's Army. Dumbledore's Army is comprised of Captain Laggy Lestrange, Subtle Bubble, Cleet, Hawkeye, It's Luna, Sarah, Lady Grace, NKT, Silverlim, and Veneer. Now, as you can see, this seems to be a star-studded cast when it comes down to the Chaser gameplay, and has certainly showcased that they seem to specialize within Chaser, both defensive and interference. However, they may have to bring a more offensive game as we swap on over to the Gaslighting Grindylows here, who, as you can see, are a specialized bunch outside of the Chaser gameplay. Gaslighting Grindylows being captained by Meg Wood. Players include Chemical, Captain Carnage, Dynamite Cope, Frank, Ishiverse, Time Twister, Vibin' with Vin, and Extreme Butter. It will come down to whether or not the diversity of the team behind the Gaslighting Grindylows and their track record of being incredibly deceptive and aggressive on the pitch will be enough to really defeat the Chaser core that goes behind Dumbledore's Army. Now, I will actually take a wee bit of a second here to plug our merchandise shop. I do apologise that I haven't been doing so over the previous few weeks of this season, but I got word from our creative team that we still have quite a bit of merchandise up in the shop and ready for you. I will say that this merchandise is limited time only. At the present, we have some limited edition previous season merchandise up on the shop here, and from what I've been told from our head of merch, that there is going to be some Season 5 merch coming up in the upcoming weeks that will also be limited edition for a short time only. So be sure to get your team merchandise. We can't guarantee that it'll be there over the weeks to come. But otherwise, all of that said, we will be getting into the first match here between Dumbledore's Army and the Gaslighting Grindylows in just a short bit. It looks like the teams are getting ready to set themselves up and enter into their first match. So in the meantime, as they get all of that together, I'm going to take a brief break just to make sure that all the HUDs are set together. So don't go away, dear audience. We will be right back with the first match of League 7 Season 5, Week 7. All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I do see that the players are readying themselves up, but before we enter into the match, I want to go ahead and welcome into the box my co-commentator for today, Ketchup. Welcome in, Ketchup. How are you feeling today? Oh, Ketchup, do forgive me. I do see that there may have been an issue with picking up your dialogue. Give me 1 second there.
I feel betrayed.
I do apologize. I think we got you now. Could you say something again?
I still feel betrayed.
I am so sorry. I still had it set up from the World Cup of last week.
Oh, so you didn't want to hear me in the World Cup? I see how it is.
I mean, I did have it set up at the World Cup to capture your comms both on the pitch and outside of it. It just seems that I was still stuck on pulling your microphone from over there instead of here in this box. But yes, one more time, Ketchup, how are you feeling today outside of betrayed by my lackluster production?
Well, I mean, you know, saying the same thing twice just doesn't feel as good. Like, I already said it, now the emotional feels out of it. It's now just gonna be a lackluster bit. But beside that, I still feel fine. Had a rough day of work, but that can all be made better with a great game of Quidditch.
And I do anticipate we have a great game of Quidditch coming up shortly here. Dumbledore's army having put forth quite an interesting season thus far, showing some incredible plays, but also a bit lacking in some of the technical work thus far. Will they have tightened up moving into this next match, especially against the fearsome Grindylows? What do you think, Ketchup? Which of these two teams do you have backing in this one?
Well, you are saying that to a former Dumbledore's army player, so I can give you 3 guesses to what team I'm rooting for, and I think you're only gonna need one of them.
Let's see how many I can waste. Dumbledore's army to start?
And that is correct. What an insane first guess.
I know,
Incredible.
I know. What can I say? I just took a swing in the dark there and really hoped that it would work. Next thing I knew, I was hitting gold. But yes, I can tell you're fearsome plays for Dumbledore's army and rooting them on here today. Oh, is that Rishi in the chat? Is that Ketchup the World Cup Dutch beater? Big fan. Looks like you've got some fans out there, Ketchup.
Hearing that from the World Cup Dutch seeker is incredible, you know. Big fan of him too.
Incredible work by the Dutch team with EU Benelux last weekend at the Q6 World Cup. Congratulations once again to your victory there.
I think that was the most stressful finale I've ever had. I really hope that today's match can live up to the hype of that.
Oh, but that is a tall order there, Ketchup. Last week's match with regards to the EU Benelux versus Latin America Q6 finals was absolutely stellar. A best of 5 series that went 5 matches in. And Benelux with a supreme turnaround there, having conceded the first 2 matches, but came back to win match 3, 4, and 5 to take home the Quidditch World Cup. So I would say, for something as intense as that last match, Dumbledore's army and the Gaslighting Grindylows both are going to have to bring their A game.
They really do. And I really hope, you know, it may not always be the right thing, but I really hope for a game 3 today. That we're gonna have as much Quidditch as we can. 18 minutes of overtime, at least 3 penalties.
If we can get that far in, that would be potentially the most show-stopping match that we have seen thus far. Like,
Well,
any amount of overtime.
I think we're gonna get 41.
I was about to say, we may not get 80 minutes of overtime, but if we do move into a match 3, presuming that the other 2 matches close out succinctly, probably a decent 20 minutes of overtime. 15 to 20 minutes, I should say, considering the 7 minutes. But that will be yet to be expected. For any people out there, soothsayers, diviners, those who can read the tea leaves and the stars, if you can, do give us your best bets, your what you would gamble and wager upon who's going to get what in each match. In this next match of match 1 versus Dumbledore's Army and Gaslight and Grindylows, who do you think is going to take home this victory, and by what amount?
Really wish I could read those tea leaves, you know. Being able to do that is such a special talent.
Sincerely. Yet at the same time, I do find myself wondering if I had the ability to actually divine the future like that. I think I might drive myself a little bit crazy. After all, knowing of impending doom may yet be worse than not knowing about it.
At least it wasn't like when Voldemort came back.
True. Though, especially in the theme of this season being Order of the Phoenix, Voldemort very well may be back in some metaphorical way, but we are uncertain as to how just yet. The Ministry of Magic has yet to recognize his secondary appearance. So yes, if we have any members out there of the Order of the Phoenix who have knowledge regarding current events of the Wizarding World, please do let us know. But otherwise, Dumbledore's Army themselves is here to really bring forward the vigilante justice on the Quidditch pitch at League 7.
I trust Leggy in being able to beat Voldemort back into the Dark Ages.
Let's hope so. We've still got quite a bit before the end of OWLs, so that's quite a bit of time before they go and face off against Voldemort himself. The Death Eaters may yet be rising in the backdrop, trying to get their hands on a prophecy of some sort. But yes, if you have any prophecies of your own, dear audience, please let it be known in chat so that we can see just who has that divining gift. I do see quite a few people cheering on their team. We've got someone over here, Chemical, putting out, if it's not the Veneer Jolva 50-point combo from TKK PHX game, I don't want Well, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for there to be combo points set on the board. P-Watt out there cheering on Dumbledore's. And in the meanwhile, looks like we've got Chemical out here reminding everyone to hydrate, as well as it's Luna continuing to say drinking water just now because of Chemical. I hope you've got your water on your side, Ketchup. I anticipate an incredible shout-worthy match on my side, and I've set myself prepared with some cough drops and some water.
Well, I am here ready with... Wish it was water, but after an 11-hour workday, I think I'm just gonna stick to a bit of Monster Energy to keep me here for the match.
You're in for a heart-racing match and weekend, I'm betting. And it does.
It's gonna be incredible, and I hope that my blood pressure doesn't go too high, because we do want to keep that heart beating.
That is true. That is true. And it does look like we are about to be entering in to the first match of Dumbledore's Army versus the Gaslight and Grindylows. You ready, Ketchup? The match is just about to begin. Will Dumbledore's Army be able to repulse the Gaslight and Grindylows, or will they be dragged on down?
Let's see, and the first possession goes to the Grindylows, and immediately stolen by Leggy and passed towards the team. Are they gonna... No, the Grindylows immediately take it back. This chase game might be closer than we think. It's just a back and forth.
Extreme Butter currently in position, weaving around the pitch in their evasive maneuvers, passing it over to Time Twister to put the first 10 points on the board at 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
What an incredible goal. This is not something I expected, hearing that the team of Dumbledore's army is so strong on Chaser Game, and immediately losing it is such a disappointment. And also, I'm seeing that Joel is almost dead. If they die, that means that the Grindelows doesn't just have Chaser Game, but also Seeker Game in their pocket.
Jolva taking another knock there, just as you were saying so. Jolva dangerously close to conceding this. If Sigma Frank puts a bump on Jolva, it may yet be over, but Jolva's finding ground in order to keep up just ever so slightly ahead on the snitch, despite the damage.
It's incredible that despite the low health, they know how to fly, they know how to keep safe, but I hear they just got bumped, keeping them low. One beater hit can get them out of the race. But to be still, but that's a goal from Dumbledore's army, which gives the enemy a hero kick. It can be good, it can be bad. I think Joel has to play safe.
Has to play safe and stick around that midfield just to secure themselves. It does look like Extreme Butter puts in another 10 points there at the 5-minute 8-second mark, just to ensure it. Sigma Franken closing on the snitch here, unless we see Jolva get a bump, and they do, then Frank just might get it. The snitch is neck and neck. Extreme Butter in possession, looking to put in a last-second goal, but Jolva captures the snitch there with an incredible turnaround, bringing 20 points to their board, ensuring Dumbledore's army in the lead by 10 points.
I'm going to say that was an incredible comeback from the Grindelows, or the Dumbledore's army rather. They're being behind like 15%, 20%, and then Joel locking in and coming back, catching that snitch, not giving Frank a single second to catch their breath.
And that is the exact pressure they're going to need to keep up if they want to earn this victory here against the Grindelows. Set Grindelows really putting forward some aggressive chaser play, especially when it comes down to the interference method.
It is incredible, and also seeing that despite everything, the Grindelows do have snitch lead again. They have both a really good seeker. The pressure on Joel is there. The pressure on Frank is there. It can go either way. And the chaser gameplay it just goes between the two so much. You never know what is happening, who's gonna score, who has possession, and even the beaters, they're doing everything they can to just disrupt that gameplay.
And in the meanwhile, I will want to call out Megwood for doing some incredible keeping back there, only conceding that last goal due to the incredible pressure that Dumbledore's army put on them in that last goal, bringing the score 40-20 at 3 minutes 30 seconds.
For Grindelows to catch up, they do have to catch the snitch, which they are in the lead for. Not by a whole lot. One bump can change the game. We have seen it before. I think that Frank can most definitely catch the snitch.
And what an incredible shot there by Cleat, putting in another 10 points. Score currently at a disparity of 30 points, Dumbledore's army in the lead here. And just as you were saying, one bump could change it all. Jolva, being incredibly decisive, puts in quite a few bumps over on Frank, ensuring that lead there. But will Extreme Butter come in and put in another 10 points? Oh, goes for a backward shot, but unfortunately just off and into the hands of NKT.
Ooh, I see that chemical goes down, which means that Leggy has free reign over the enemy seeker. Enemy seeker got hit by a chaser, slowing them down.
Oh,
and
another strike!
Oh no.
Are we going to see a second catch from Jolva?
I mean, I believe in Frank. One bump could change the game. Did he get it? Frank, I think, got the bump, or it was a parry. It can go either way. I'm looking at it. Frank being in front, Joel making a bad turn, Joel being low, and Frank got it.
Brilliant.
What an incredible catch.
An absolutely incredible catch and great response there, bringing the score only to a small disparity of 10 points. Dumbledore's army still in the lead, but much less so than they were before.
Gonna say, this game is keeping me on the toes. Like, Grindelows already ahead in Snitch. In the beginning, it doesn't matter that much. But still, being ahead does put pressure on the enemy team to at least do something about it, get that upper hand. And still then, both Snitches or both Chaser games are so incredibly good. There aren't a lot of goals. It keeps being incredibly close. It can go either way, and I have no idea which way it will go now.
A fantastic showcase for these two teams here today. Dumbledore's army meaning business in order to put themselves back in the upper tiers of the OWL's roster. But the Gaslight and Grindelows are clinging onto the hope to keep them at bay. Beautiful interference.
In chat, people rooting for the A, rooting for Grindelows. There is a lot of mixed people today. And rightfully so, it can go either way. This is such a tight competition. I have no idea who's leading in the Snitch race. I think Snitch will decide it all.
Snitch will decide it. As it seems, Jolva is just barely ahead. Sigma Frank trailing by 5%, but gets a bump on there. It is even. Dumbledore's army puts on some Snitch insurance, and Jolva pushes the threshold forward, bringing the score 80-40 with only 20 seconds remaining. This looks like a Dumbledore's army victory.
What an incredible game. So close. Really close. Like, it could have gone either way. The last Snitch really decided everything. Both Chaser games were incredible to watch. Both Seeker games were incredibly close. Next game, it could be the other way around. It can go either way.
It could indeed. Gaslight and Grindelows haven't been well known for coming back with the vengeance in their game series in the past. Now, I do have to wonder, perhaps they were pulling some seaweed off of their arms there. That did seem a wee bit sluggish. An unfortunate circumstance, but still one to be expected for coming back after a week's worth of not playing league Quidditch. I've been noticing that the practice by way of Dumbledore's army has been truly paying off. What do you think, Ketchup, that the Gaslight and Grindelows are going to need to do in order to secure this next match?
I don't think they actually have to change something up. It could go either way. Like, I saw the gameplay of Dumbledore's army. I saw the gameplay of the Grindelows. Like, both were incredibly strong. Like, they don't necessarily have to change things up. Maybe at the end of Seeker race, help the Seeker a bit more because they did lose 2 Snitches. But for the rest, they are playing incredibly well.
Indeed, they are. I would also say, with regards to that particular match, I did see some good interference play with regards to the Chaser Corps against Chaser Corps from the Gaslight and Grindelows. But as you said, maybe putting forward a bit more assistance with regards to the Seeker, even Beater, because especially with Laggy, if you've got Laggy on the team as a Beater, that is absolutely formidable to go up against. So it's going to be interesting to see if H20 can respond and reassess who they need to start tackling. Oh, and I won't allude exactly what, but it does seem like there might be a bit of shifting within the makeup of these two teams. I doubt that Dumbledore's army will be wanting to break away from the same tactic that won them that first match. But Gaslight and Grindelows may be looking to swap things up to really keep Dumbledore's army on their toes so that they can bring it back in this next match.
I am so excited to see this next match. Both teams, I'm not going to say what exactly, but I saw that both teams may or may not have changed some players around, changed things up, and I am so excited to see everyone in action again in such a close and such good 1v1 teams. Virtual is busy with changing something on stream. So it's just solo commentating for a second. And as I'm looking at the last match, I don't actually have the last match here, but I'm replaying it in my memory. It was such an intense match that it's still fresh. I really think that maybe it's not the Chaser game that's gonna decide this match, but the Seeker game is gonna decide everything, which means that at the last 85 to 90%, they probably should have put like a few Chasers on that Seeker game to really try and secure it, because securing that Seeker game is incredibly important, especially in such close matches. As we saw in last match, one Seeker difference, one bump could have changed the whole game. It could have made it tight. It could have made it into an 80-minute overtime. You never know.
I do love the ambition that goes behind an 80-minute overtime. As it stands, I don't think we've seen any overtime that's truly lasted beyond 2 or 3 minutes within the league gameplay. I do remember pushing something like that over at the Q6 Quidditch World Cup last weekend, but I don't think we've gotten very far within our League 7 gameplay that's gotten us into overtime past the 1 minute 45 second mark.
Well, most matches are decided with a 10-point difference, and that still does not mean overtime, sadly. I really hope that maybe later, maybe in nudes, we can see some really great overtime matches.
I anticipate that we probably will. As it gets farther into the season, we almost always see the team scores being within a 10-point threshold of one another, and only after a miscalculation or a loose tactic that ends up in conceding the quaffle and putting it on in. Personally speaking, moving into overtime, I want to see some excellent Seeker gameplay as the Chasers keep one another out of the books and keeps the keeper from having to make those last-second decisions that almost always result in just one wrong swing and then it goes in. That being said, we saw some excellent, absolutely excellent keeper gameplay in that past match between these two teams. I will say... Oh, go right ahead, catch up.
Sorry I'm disturbing you, but I see in chat some high-tide players looking to maybe improve their gameplay by looking at others. Seeing high-tide, the new team in here, just wanting to improve, really fills me with hope for the next few months for Quidditch lifespan.
It does for me as well. Also, welcome on in, members of High Tide. For those of you who may not be in the know, High Tide has just celebrated their first few matches as of last week and brought themselves into the competitive element of League 7. Speaking of competitive, it looks like both teams are loading themselves right on up into this next match here. So let's go ahead, swap on over, and catch up. Prepare yourself for the second match between Dumbledore's Army and the Gaslighting Grindylows.
I don't really have to prepare myself because I'm already ready to see this match in action.
And in action, it goes. First possession goes on over to Vanir with Dumbledore's Army, immediately passing it right back into the hands of It's Luna. It's Luna sending it over to Levi Grace. Levi Grace passing it on downfield, wanting to put it on in the goal with Hawkeye. Will Hawkeye be able to send it in and get past Megwood? Unfortunately not, but it is back in possession.
Also an incredible kill from Leggy, immediately killing Frank. That does not mean that it's immediately over for the Grindylows, but it is going to be extremely hard to make a Seeker comeback.
Extremely hard indeed, considering that near 25% lead that we see with Julva. That said, Gaslight and Grindelows are looking to put some points on the board in response to prevent them from getting any farther.
Are they gonna go for Seeker Insurance or are they gonna go for the kill on Jolva? It can be either. I think looking at Jolva's HP, they're still trying to win that Seeker game while also getting Seeker Insurance. What an incredible shot from Finn.
A beautiful pass up there, looking like a Hail Mary maneuver before sending it on over to a teammate to put it in and secure 20 against 0. Gaslight and Grindelows have found their momentum, it seems, and are keeping Dumbledork's army on the defensive. Will Dumbledork's army use the correct counter charms? And they
what
do.
An incredible recovery. I saw it was a rim on part of DA, but Vanir seeing that rim not as a bad play, but as an opportunity, one-times it in the hoop.
And an opportunity has been taken by way of Sigma Frank from the Gaslight and Grindelows, only trailing by a marginal region at this point, getting closer to the cinch. Oh, but takes the hit as his team puts in another 10 points.
I think the Grindelows really came back. But is that hero gonna kill Frank? And Frank is dead. I think he's not gonna get the snitch anymore.
It looks like it will go on over to Jolva. Jolva just having to keep up as Laggy knocks down Chemical, securing an almost free capture for Jolva right there. Tied game. 30-30 at 4 minutes 23 seconds left on the clock. What a turnaround.
Just gonna say that was an incredible secret battle. Frank dying in the beginning, coming back and dying to a hero kick that gave them snitch insurance. It is sad to see, but it was an incredible play for both teams. Getting that snitch insurance, knowing that Frank could die, but guaranteeing the death of Frank, but also guaranteeing that the snitch could not put them behind. And with that said, they are still behind because Liffey, with an incredible goal, puts it past McBoot.
Looks like Dumbledork's army has been brushing up on their offensive jinxes and hexes, bringing them forward into this match now, as we are at 40-30.
But this time they got a goal, but not the snitch kill. If they do bad, which I see that Joel is on 1 HP.
Oh, it will take one knock. Frank can get just one bump on him.
But Frank is now himself being at only 5 HP. And did Joel get hit by a chaser? Did Joel get bumped? I have no idea, but Joel is on 1 HP again.
Poor Jolva just trying to hang in there, trying to recover, takes another punch, is on death's door with one final bump, can bring them down. Vanir, meanwhile, in possession of the quaffle, wanting to get some snitch insurance as it looks like his Seeker might go down here if they aren't careful. Vanir being very precise and holding on to it. A beautiful far shot.
Incredible, an incredible shot. And they also have snitch meter, point lead. What more can they want?
Looks like Jolva has recovered their health and is back in this game, ahead in the Seeker race. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. Will we be seeing the Gaslight and Grindelows turn this back around? They had such a strong lead in the beginning.
It can still go either way, and I believe they can bring it back. They just need to secure this snitch for a tight game.
Ooh, a beautiful defensive kick by Vanir, sending a shot on goal back into the hands of their chaser.
Ooh, Chemical dying. It's all up to the Seeker. One bump to chase it, but their Seeker hit. Joel missed a bump, which means it's tight again.
Oh,
but
Frank taking hits. Jolva looks like...
Frank going down. If they catch now, it might be over. Keeper needs to come out for the kick, but they don't.
The capture. Beautiful capture there, bringing that score 70-30 with 1 minute and 23 seconds left on the clock. Ketchup do you anticipate that the Gaslight and Grindelows could potentially bring this back around with 2 goals and a snitch capture?
It's gonna be incredibly hard, but not impossible. They just need to catch Snitch, and 2 goals. I think it's entirely possible. They have shown they can do it last game. They can catch the Snitch. They have shown they can shoot. They have shown it in the beginning of this match. The only thing they need to do is combine those 2 things. But it's gonna be really hard with Chemical dying to a rogue bludger.
That it is. Meanwhile, Gaslight and Grindelows are not out despite it all. Looking to put another 10 points on the board here. Will they be able to do so? Oh goodness. There we are. We're back.
DA got Quaffle again, but an intercept from Grindelows, but DA got it back again. If they score now, it might be entirely over. I already think that currently it is entirely over for the Grindelows.
Most unfortunate to see there as Dumbledore's army puts on quite a bit of interference. This is the last 5 seconds here. Extreme Butter going down as the game concludes at 70-30. An incredible win by way of Dumbledore's army, almost certainly securing them a rise in the roster. Well done, Dumbledore's army.
An incredible match, but just because Dumbledore's army won doesn't mean that the Grindelows did bad or did not do their best today. They put up an enormous resistance and they almost took it, but sadly Dumbledore's army Chaser game is just that bit stronger.
And just that little bit can make or break any given match in a series. But I anticipate, even with this loss to Dumbledore's army, we may yet see a rematch between these 2 incredible teams as we get closer and closer to Newts. Which reminds me, for all of you out there, I do believe that roster lock is set in by tomorrow. So, if there are any teams out there who are wanting to modify their roster, you have 1 day left. Or technically, I think only a few hours left, really, considering that it starts at the 12 o'clock a.m. by the 26th of July.
Well, that is gonna be a close call. If you want to put in new players, you have to do it now. And don't forget that every team has the new player clause, where they can put in 1 extra new player in their team.
And I am excited to see, as we move closer to Newts, just how the OWL's roster is going to be looking. Dumbledore's army having stepped into this today with a 7th place position, and if I'm not mistaken, the Gaslight and Grindelows were the 4th place position. Will this have changed things, or will the Grindelows have enough points scored to solidify them there? Because Dumbledore's army most certainly will probably move ahead into either the 6th or 5th place position. And who knows, by the end of this weekend, with 2 to 3 more games, we just might see a few upsets here.
It can still go any way, because I've seen a lot of matches and I've seen a lot of different teams win. I cannot wait to see who will make it to Newts and who will take the win. I hope it's my team, of course.
You hope it's your team now, but it looks like you might have some competition with Dumbledore's army, your previous team.
I'm just gonna say, now that I'm gone, I think that I can take Dumbledore's army on again.
Ooh, bold words from Ketchup here. But we still have quite a few more games coming up tomorrow to demonstrate just how hard-working and dedicated Dumbledore's army can be. All of that said, everyone, that is the last of the matches that we have here today. So, if you haven't already, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe on all of our platforms, and be sure to join our Discord if you haven't already, that you can find at our official website at league7.gg. From there you can find all of the names and faces that go behind making this incredible league a reality. And of course, I want to go ahead and thank our dear audience for coming in and watching this spectacular series here today. And once again, thank my co-commentator, Ketchup, for joining me in the box today. I hope to have you tomorrow.
I'm gonna try my best. I don't know for sure if I will be home in time, because I am going away that day, but I'll try to be there on time to help you commentate.
No worries, no worries. Hopefully we get to have you in the box tomorrow. And I will say we also have tomorrow a special guest joining us to give out a very special announcement. So, if you want to know all about it, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow, League 7, around the second or third match. But yes, everyone, that's it for today. One more time, Ketchup, go ahead and close out with your remarks, and then we'll close on up the stream.
Are you sure you want to close this match out with my remarks? Because it's been pretty much known that my remarks are most of the time pretty witty and unserious, but lots of humor in it.
I would love to have a nice and humorous ending for today's match.
Alright, then let's go with that. I really hope that everyone enjoyed the game. And as you said, Leggy really was an incredible beater. But that doesn't mean that the enemy beater did not do anything, because both Seekers were incredibly low most of the time. But I really personally hope to see a bit more kills on the side of videos that they could please get the Seeker once with how much they were on 1 HP. But that's just personal opinion. For the rest, I cannot wait for Dumbledore's army next game tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Thank you, Ketchup. This has been League 7. I am Felix of Virtual Witchcraft, signing off.